competitive is super important on Google, but if you're too competitive, you're actually losing out on margin as well. So really start to do these types of analysis on your business, on your e-commerce store, because you'll start to figure out where the gaps are for your business per product. Hi, I'm Michael Nadlin from Market Lead, and today's video is the first in a series of showing how I use Google Sheets for everyday businesses, especially in e-commerce, to do deep data analysis. So today's video is about how to actually start doing some price competitive analysis. So I was doing this morning with clients, and what I also realized is I actually do a lot of things like this, similar to this, that I haven't been releasing. So I'm actually going to be doing more raw videos like this to show how you can actually do deep analysis on your products and your business with Google Ads, Google Merchant Center, and Google Sheets. There's no APIs that can do a lot of this stuff. I've built custom tools at Market Lead that do this automatically, but some of these things I can't because there's no API for Merchant Center. So I'm going to actually show you how today, with products that you sell or even resell, you can do price competitive analysis on it to see what your price is, what your competitor's price is, what the difference in that benchmark is, and then what you need to do the next steps to get it going. But the first step is actually getting the data. So that's what we're going to do today, going through this now. So I'm going to go through a client account. I'm going to download all their product information based on some certain metrics. And then once I do have those metrics, I'm going to pull them into the Google Sheet that you see here. I'm going to be pulling in some information from the Merchant Center in here as well. So firstly, we need the product information. So with this client here that I'm going to go through, we're wanting to see products that have had more than 3 clicks because this client has thousands of products. And then also the conversion rate is less than 4% because their conversion rate is actually quite good. We can actually see over here, I've already got some custom labels that play through the account. But the main thing here is getting the data that you want to export. So with this client, they have about 70,000 products in their SKU. So I'm not going to do it for every product. But in this case, I will be doing a filter. So I've just put in 3 clicks and conversion rate. If you've only got a few hundred, maybe a couple of thousand products, that's fine. You don't actually need any of this. This is only for this case here. So what I'm going to do is, let me just also make this a bit smaller so I can download this. I'm going to download this to a Google Sheet right now, and I'm just going to download here now. And what I'm going to do is once I've got all this information, I've got the item ID, which is the main thing. I've got the product title here, and then we've got the average price here as well. These are the main things I need to know. So if I go to Open Sheet, I've got all the information here. So item ID, which is the main thing I need, title and price. So I'm just going to firstly change the settings to dollars, which is really annoying that Google doesn't automatically do this for me. And I'm just going to start cleaning through this data here. So also you've got to make sure your data is based on a certain date range. This is the last 30 days, but you can use any date range depending on what your filter is. So if you're using filters, you probably want a bigger date range as well. So let's just go through here, clean up the data, delete column. God, that's fine. Delete this. Title, that's fine. Price, that's all I need there. And that's all looking good. Obviously, there's the conversion rate, which we were looking at before, which I don't really need in this case here because this is for a different type of thing that we're doing. So I'm going to copy this to my spreadsheet over here. And I'm just going to paste this in here now. So we can see that we've got all these item IDs and products here. And press delete. So these are the main things we need, which are, change this setting again. That's United States. So then we've got the item ID, the title, and the price. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to jump into the Google Merchant Center. So next thing is we're jumping into the Merchant Center here, and we're going to go down to growth and then go to price competitiveness. So this is where we're actually going to be able to compare the prices on products. So we look here, and this product, or this client actually, 89% of their products are below benchmark, 1.5% are above benchmark, and 8.5% are above the benchmark price. So what we want to do here is we go into what was it again? We go down to view all products. And then here we'll have all the products here with their price competitiveness on the side over here. So as we can see here, there are products, and then we've got the clicks. We've also got your price, current benchmark price, and then the price competitiveness over here. So this is based on a certain date range, but we can definitely do like a longer date range if we want more data based on more clicks. And there we go. So we know this here. So depending on each business, it's going to be different. But for this client, they only have, Google's only showing 5,783 products, even though the client has way more. So what we'll do is we're going to download this, and this is going to download as a CSV file. And what I'm going to need to do next is I'm going to need to open that CSV file. Here we go. So we've got the open CSV file. We've got titles, product IDs, which is the main thing. That's going to be the key we use. Your price, your current benchmark price, and percentage difference. So what we can do here is I don't need the product title. And I'll do this just to save the client's name from being seen. We can remove all these. So what we want to do is copy this data into this sheet, and then we're just going to call it benchmark data, and then we're just going to paste this in here. So then we will have all the product IDs with all the current benchmark prices. So your price, benchmark price, and then the current benchmark price difference, which will be a percentage. So then we can go back here and let's do benchmark your price, benchmark price, and percentage difference. Now the reason why I'm going to put your price in here being at the client price is because some of these may be different. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a VLOOKUP of A2 to A, and then we're going to look in here, and then it's going to be 3 false, and then we're going to do here error. So then we know, here we go, it shall start showing some prices. Ideally, I know what needs to be fixed. This needs to be changed to plain text. This needs to be changed to plain text. That should fix it. There we go. So your price, and that's actually matching up now. And then we also need to be doing the benchmark price as well. So we'll do the same again. I'm just going to copy this formula over. D, so that's 4. Now, like I said, Google only was allowing to export what was available in there. So that's based on the GTIN. So we know for these types of products, the price in Google is 407, even in Merchant Center, just making sure that the prices do match up. We can just make this a bit bigger so it's easier on your eyes. Maybe even a bit bigger there. I like to do this as well. So then we also can have the price difference. Now I could literally just go this divided by this minus 1, which we know that's 39% cheaper. Or I could just once again do the VLOOKUP as well. So even if I got that product ID here, Control F, Control V, that is 39%. So you can either do that or you could do a VLOOKUP again, but I might actually do this as a formula up here. So I don't need to explain how these are done. This is just me being a data nerd. So that way we can actually start to see down here what the percentage difference is. So we can start to see per product ID what products are actually like underpriced heavily. And then we can start to do some conditional formatting to actually start to see that if anything is, Let's go less than 0. It'll be there, and then we add another rule. Anything greater or equal to 0, or really just greater than 0, we put in red. So then we can start to actually see products that have their price differences are significantly higher. Now, when we were going back to the product report before, we may even want to incorporate some of the conversion rates in here as well, because what this can do is this can probably give us some more insight towards if the conversion rate's low or high, what the issue might be. So let's just do, probably want to get conversion value. We want to take conversion value, conversions. I might take that. And then even cost, I'll copy that across over to here. So then we've got this. So we can start to do even, so this is how you just do this on a high level here now, but I can even start to do some deeper analysis here, even based on things that have conversion rate issues. So because we haven't fixed, made any issues here, oops, let's grab this. Cost, conversion rate, conversion value. We can start to make sure there is conversion value. Yep, there's $5,000, $6,000 in there, just based on these products. So we can start to do a ROAS analysis as well. So if anything has like an issue with the ROAS, we can start to do an analysis there. So for example, ROAS equals if error, this G2 to G divided by D2 to D. So we can start to see products that have a ROAS and what their ROAS percentage is as well. And then what we can actually do here is we can maybe do a filter based on conversion value. So we can see products that based on if they have a high ROAS, we can start to see what their price percentage difference is. Now there won't be, all products, as I was saying earlier on, won't have this, but when it is there, we can start to look at products that either have a high cost, where we can start to see how much they've spent in this like 30-day period. And you could do it based on costs or clicks or conversions, and we can start to see where the differences is. So for example, well, this top product doesn't, but this product that has had 5 conversions the last 30 days, 350% ROAS, not good for this client. This client needs a higher one, needs about an 8x ROAS. We can see that the price here is actually 5% more expensive than the benchmark price as well. So by doing these types of things, this is like, I've kind of gone all over the shop. I could have even included clicks, but this, you can do this in so many ways. And this is just one thing to do, which is really important to really understand how your products or top performing products or how any product is comparing to the benchmark of the industry. So if you are 40% lower, you're actually leaving a lot of revenue on the table. So whilst your ROAS might be good, it could be higher if you move this from $9.69 to maybe $13. And really understanding that price competitive is super important on Google, but if you're too competitive, you're actually losing out on margin as well. So really start to do these types of analysis on your business, on your e-commerce store, because you'll start to figure out where the gaps are for your business per product. I'll leave it there. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to start to do more of these videos on how to use Google Sheets to analyze your data for your e-commerce and lead generation for Google Ads and Facebook ads, and just do it in a really practical way where you can see me actually doing it rather than providing a template, to see that the expertise behind this is very clear. You can do this yourself, or I could do it for you if you do want to work with us. So I'll leave it there. Any questions, please let me know. But remember, like, comment, subscribe, but most importantly, share.